Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Today, we're going to discuss a sensitive yet important topic that many Muslims wonder about but hesitate to ask: oral intimacy in Islam. Before we dive into this discussion, I want to emphasize that our goal is to provide clarity based on Islamic teachings and scholarly opinions while maintaining the utmost respect and modesty. So, let's explore this topic from an Islamic perspective. What's permissible, what's discouraged, and how we can approach it in a way that aligns with our faith. Islam is a complete way of life, addressing every aspect of our existence, including marital intimacy. Allah has designed marriage to be a source of comfort and fulfillment for both spouses. In the Quran, Allah states in Surah Ar-Rum, and among His signs is that He created for you from yourselves spouses that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who reflect. This ayah reminds us that intimacy in marriage is a means of mutual love and comfort. However, Islam encourages modesty and cleanliness in all matters, including marital relations. When it comes to oral intimacy, scholars have expressed two primary opinions based on their interpretation of Islamic principles. 1. The conservative view. Some scholars believe that oral intimacy should be avoided because the mouth is used for noble acts such as reciting the Quran, making dhikr, and speaking kind words. They argue that this act may conflict with the dignity of a believer. 2. The permissive view. Other scholars hold the opinion that if both spouses are comfortable with it, and it does not involve any harm or impurity, then it is permissible within the privacy of marriage. They emphasize that there is no explicit prohibition in the Quran or authentic hadith regarding oral intimacy, making it a matter of personal choice and mutual consent. In Islam, marriage is built upon mutual respect and understanding. If one spouse is uncomfortable with a particular intimate act, it is not appropriate to pressure them. The Prophet Muhammad taught us to be considerate and compassionate towards our spouses. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." If a husband or wife finds oral intimacy uncomfortable or undesirable, it's essential to communicate openly and with kindness. A successful marriage requires patience, compromise, and respect for each other's feelings. Islam places great emphasis on cleanliness, tahara, which is considered an essential part of faith. The importance of personal hygiene extends to all aspects of life, including intimate relationships between spouses. Ensuring cleanliness not only fulfills Islamic obligations, but also enhances marital intimacy and prevents potential health issues. The concept of cleanliness in Islam is deeply rooted in the teachings of the Quran and the Sunnah. Allah states in the Quran, "Indeed, Allah loves those who are constantly repentant and loves those who purify themselves." Surah Al-Baqarah. This verse highlights the spiritual significance of maintaining purity in all aspects of life. The Prophet Muhammad further reinforced this by saying, "Cleanliness is half of faith." Intimacy between spouses should always align with the values of cleanliness and dignity, ensuring that both partners feel comfortable and confident. To maintain hygiene and prevent potential health issues, spouses are encouraged to adopt certain hygiene practices, which include pre-intimacy hygiene practices, performing istinja, cleansing of private parts, to ensure cleanliness, taking a light shower or washing specific areas to feel fresh and clean, brushing teeth and using miswak or mouthwash to maintain oral hygiene, wearing clean clothing and ensuring a pleasant, personal scent to create a comfortable atmosphere, post-intimacy hygiene practices, performing ghusl janaba, ritual purification, to cleanse the body fully, cleaning the intimate areas thoroughly to prevent infections, changing bed linens and clothing if necessary to maintain a hygienic environment. Maintaining these habits not only aligns with Islamic teachings but also promotes a healthier marital life. From a medical perspective, oral intimacy carries certain risks that couples should be aware of. While there is no explicit prohibition in Islam, understanding the health implications allows couples to make informed decisions. Some of the potential health concerns include transmission of infections, sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, infections such as human papillomavirus, HPV, herpes, and chlamydia can be transmitted through oral contact. These infections may not always present immediate symptoms, but can have long-term health consequences. Bacterial infections. The mouth and intimate areas naturally contain bacteria, and poor hygiene can lead to infections such as oral thrush or urinary tract infections, UTIs, viral infections, conditions such as the common cold sores, HSV-1, can spread through oral contact, leading to discomfort and health complications. Oral intimacy may expose the mouth to harmful bacteria, leading to gum diseases or infections in the throat and digestive tract. Regular dental checkups and proper oral hygiene are essential to mitigate such risks. To minimize health risks and maintain personal dignity, couples can follow these essential safety tips. Engage in proper cleansing before and after intimacy to prevent infections and ensure mutual comfort. Discuss comfort levels and preferences with your spouse to avoid any emotional distress. Effective communication helps in setting boundaries that both partners are comfortable with. Couples should undergo periodic health checkups to ensure they are free from any underlying infections. Opt for halal, chemical-free hygiene products that are gentle on sensitive areas. Avoid using harsh soaps that may disrupt the natural pH balance. Keep nails trimmed, wash hands regularly, and avoid public restrooms where hygiene standards are questionable. Beyond physical cleanliness, the psychological and emotional comfort of both partners is crucial in marital intimacy. Islam encourages mutual understanding, respect, and care in intimate relations to ensure a fulfilling and harmonious relationship. Importance of mutual consent and comfort. Respecting boundaries. Every individual has different comfort levels when it comes to intimacy. One partner may enjoy certain acts, while the other might find them uncomfortable or distasteful. It is important to respect each other's boundaries and preferences. The Prophet emphasized the importance of kindness in marital relations, stating, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." Couples should communicate their desires and concerns openly but respectfully. If one partner feels uncomfortable with a certain act, forcing them to comply can lead to emotional distress and resentment. Islam encourages couples to maintain emotional connection and express affection in various halal ways. Intimacy is not just about physical gratification. It also strengthens emotional bonds and fosters love and compassion. Small acts of kindness, such as giving compliments, spending quality time, and showing appreciation, contribute to a healthy marital relationship. Physical touch, such as holding hands and hugging, can enhance the emotional connection between spouses. In cases where one spouse has a different level of interest in intimate acts, patience and understanding are key. Seeking advice from knowledgeable counselors or scholars can provide guidance in handling such situations with wisdom. In today's era, exposure to explicit content through media and social platforms has led to the normalization of various intimate practices. It is essential to seek Islamic guidance from qualified scholars rather than relying on unverified sources. The widespread availability of adult content has influenced perceptions of intimacy and introduced practices that were previously uncommon in modest societies. Muslims should be cautious about adopting practices that contradict Islamic values and cultural norms. Educating oneself from authentic Islamic sources ensures that marital relations remain within halal boundaries. If couples have questions regarding intimacy, they should seek advice from qualified Islamic scholars who provide guidance based on the Quran and Sunnah. Trusted sources and marital counseling services can also provide solutions to intimacy-related concerns. To provide a comprehensive understanding of this sensitive topic, here are some frequently asked questions based on common concerns from Muslims seeking Islamic guidance. 1. Is oral intimacy explicitly haram in Islam? No. Oral intimacy is not explicitly mentioned as haram in the Quran or authentic hadith. Scholars have differing opinions regarding its permissibility. Some scholars believe it should be avoided based on Islamic values of cleanliness and dignity, while others argue that it falls under permissible acts between spouses as long as it does not lead to harm or involve prohibited elements such as coercion or harm to health. If it does not contradict Islamic principles of modesty, cleanliness, and mutual consent, it may be considered permissible. However, couples should be cautious and ensure hygiene. What should I do if my spouse is uncomfortable with oral intimacy? Respecting your spouse's comfort and boundaries is essential in Islam. If your spouse is uncomfortable, it is important to have an open and respectful discussion without forcing them into something they are not comfortable with. Mutual understanding and compromise are key elements in a successful marriage. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized kindness in marriage and encouraged spouses to accommodate each other's feelings. Coercion or insistence on something the other partner finds uncomfortable is discouraged. Is it permissible to discuss sexual preferences before marriage? Yes. Discussing sexual preferences and expectations before marriage in a respectful and modest manner is permissible and encouraged. This helps in ensuring compatibility and avoiding potential conflicts in marriage. However, such discussions should be done in a halal manner, without engaging in inappropriate or explicit conversations. Islam encourages transparency and mutual understanding between spouses. It is better to address such topics before marriage. What should I do if my spouse insists on something I find uncomfortable? If your spouse insists on something you find uncomfortable, approach the situation with patience and understanding. Explain your concerns and seek guidance from an Islamic counselor or scholar if necessary. Mutual respect and compromise are essential for a healthy marriage. Islam emphasizes the importance of mutual pleasure and satisfaction in marriage, but it also stresses the need for kindness and consideration of each other's feelings. Is it haram to watch adult content to learn about intimacy? Yes. Watching explicit adult content, pornography, is strictly prohibited in Islam. Such content promotes immorality, distorts the perception of intimacy, and can negatively impact relationships. Instead, couples should seek Islamic knowledge from authentic sources or consult knowledgeable individuals for guidance. Allah commands believers to guard their modesty and lower their gaze from inappropriate content. Are there any positions or practices that are explicitly forbidden? Yes. Islam explicitly forbids anal intercourse based on authentic hadith, as it is considered harmful and against the natural order of relationships. Other than that, spouses have flexibility in their intimate relations as long as they remain within the bounds of Islamic ethics. The Prophet said, "Do not approach women from the back." Anal intercourse. What if one spouse is more interested in intimacy than the other? Differences in intimacy levels are common in marriages. It is important to address these differences with patience and understanding. Open communication, counseling, and finding a middle ground can help maintain a balanced relationship. Islam encourages spouses to fulfill each other's needs while maintaining moderation and kindness. In summary, oral intimacy in Islam is a topic with differing scholarly opinions, and it is essential to approach it with mutual respect, hygiene, and consideration of Islamic ethics. Couples should prioritize their emotional and physical well-being while adhering to Islamic principles of modesty and cleanliness. Mutual consent and comfort should always be a priority in intimate relations. Cleanliness and hygiene play a significant role in maintaining a healthy marital relationship. Seeking Islamic knowledge from authentic sources ensures proper understanding and guidance. May Allah bless our marriages with love, understanding, and harmony. If you found this content beneficial, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.